Hey yo, what the fuck?
Hood dog shit is urgent. Elevated, motivated, dog, swear I'm working. If I speak, you learning. I am a black king, no acting. 22 unpacking. See all these blue faces. Had to get the racks in. With the bros, no new faces. Balenciaga, no shoelaces. Spanish mommy just text me. She wanna get to a few bases. On the highway, yeah, we speeding with the Brody. Yeah, we shifting, yeah, we dipping. Ain't no stopping us. Got the bitches on the side. Yeah, you know they down the
Yo, what's the word, zombie gang? Welcome back to another video. My dog keeps trying to break in the room. Should I just open the door for her? Sound like a creature just walking outside, bro. Lay down. Good girl. I ain't got no treats for you. Halloween is in 3 days, and I don't know why I've been fiending for some candy, bro. Like, I just want some candy so bad. So Lil Wham had some he had like a trunk or treat last week. You know, Halloween's in 3 days. So I took it upon myself to, you know, just check his bag to make sure, you know, everything is alright and up to standard. You feel me? Other than that, we gonna get down to this video. So if you don't know, I'm a huge car guy. I love cars. I love Forza. I love Need for Speed. I love Hondas. I love Subarus. I just love cars. I'm a Japanese JDM, the whole JDM thing. I love it. Like, amazing. So as you know, Forza 6 is coming out real, well, I don't want to say real soon, but it's coming out in, you know, we hear that's going to be in Japan. So we are going to react to Hoki Hoshi has a video. It's called the Big Forza Horizon 6 Wish List. And I think there's going to be a couple things on here that I want to see too. Like, and before the video gets started, like, I feel like Forza has been so empty for a long time. Like it just feels empty. You know what I mean? Like, there needs to be more everything. Forza Horizon 5 was cool, but they had no city. I feel like there needs to be more NPCs, just to make it feel more lively. You know what I mean? Like, it just be feeling dead sometimes. Like, just be feeling dead sometimes, and that's why I like Need for Speed. Like, cause there's always so much shit going on. Like, your phone always ringing, all that. So, without further ado, let's get down to this video while I snack on some candy.
I've been talking more and more over the past few months about how Horizon 5 is starting to wind down, and while we're likely not anywhere near true end of life yet, there are some signs that Horizon 6 might be, well, on the horizon. And with the holiday season now here as well, I figure it's an appropriate time to make a wish list for everything that I and my community want to see in the next Forza Horizon. I set up a channel in my Discord for all of you to write down your most wanted features, fixes, and ideas, and then trimmed things down, organized it all, and combined that with my own personal list to create the complete Hoki Hoshi's Community Horizon 6 wish list. The final list contains just over 50 unique ideas spread across 8 different categories. These categories are cars and customization, map and open world experience, social multiplayer, PvP multiplayer, career and solo content, post-to-launch content, event lab and other user-generated content, and finally, quality of life and miscellaneous. There's definitely overlap between some of these categories, and I'm going to bring up a lot of features that could easily fit into more than one.
I hope this don't start breaking up.
Just be aware of that, and if you did write something down that didn't happen to make this list, chances are good that it just kind of fit under the umbrella of an other already existing suggestion. So I'm sorry if I don't bring up a few of the more specific, smaller ideas within a broader category. But without any further delay, folks, let's go ahead and jump into our first and in fact largest category, cars and customization.
Let's do it.
The number one feature request here, which is no surprise to me, it's something I've been begging the devs for years, better Forza Aero. I mean, this one's a no-brainer, and honestly, I will be shocked if we get yet another game with the same Forza wings and front splitter. My question is more about how far they'll go with it. To be honest, I'd be happy with really any improvement, but I'm curious what...
Honestly, he's not lying. He's not lying, because when it comes to the customization, front bumpers, rear bumpers, this is the best you get, bro. Ever since Forza like 2 or 3, I started playing. I think it might have been Forza 3 I started playing. If it was Xbox 360, over in, what was that? Australia? I think it was Australia. That was the first time I started playing. It's been the same customizations ever since. And same wings, like he said, same wings, same bumpers. You know, any improvement is good. Any improvement, like, not to compare it, don't get mad at me, but Need for Speed. Need for Speed has so many different customizations, and one that was even better than that, in my opinion, was Midnight Club. Midnight Club did Rockstar did so good with making that game feel alive. Like, it literally felt like GTA. It makes sense, and I'm not saying that Forza has to feel like GTA, but you know, just give us something to look at all the time, like just something to do all the time. Just make the game like, I don't want to feel like I want to get off. Sometimes, you know, you be getting bored. I don't want to get bored. In real life, I like going on cruises. I love taking cruises. You feel me? And that's what Forza is very much like. It's like taking a cruise, but in a video game. Getting on the road with your boys, car meets, all that. That's what it's like, and that's what I feel like this game is for. It's for the car guys. You know what I mean? The guys that like to go on cruises. Like, that's what this game is for. But at the same time, give us something to always look at, something to do. Like just make it feel, just give it a different experience now. It's been a long time. It's been feeling like the same video game. You know what I mean?
With it. To be honest, I'd be happy with really any improvement, but I'm curious what route they'll take, because they could just give us a handful of new default options. Say instead of 1 default rear wing, they give us 4 or 5, and I would be perfectly okay with that as long as those wings look good. But they could also go above and beyond to build a system similar to what we have in GT7, where there are a total of about 75 different unique default wing combinations, and that's on top of the other unique per car options that many cars also get. One way or another, I think it's all but a guarantee that we get at least some improvement to the Forza Aero in Horizon 6. Now, the second most popular request within my community, which again is no surprise to me, is a rework and improvement of the performance index and car balance system. There's a lot of smaller ideas that kind of work into this because there's a lot of different ways to accomplish this goal, but personally, I do think the PI system is worth keeping. The devs just need to be more proactive about adjusting.
Ooh. See, I had a feeling that was gonna happen.
The PI cost of individual parts that are over or underperforming, and also adjust the base PI of cars themselves. This is something they've never done because it probably does open up a big can of worms when you start manually adjusting certain PI.
Can y'all explain to me what the performance index means? Like, what needs to be reworked? Like, what does that mean? I guess the quality was too good.
Probably does open up a big can of worms when you start manually adjusting certain PI values instead of just leaving it as an automated system. But the fact that the game's balance doesn't ever change leads to an extremely stale meta, where many cars, and almost more importantly many upgrades, simply don't get used by a significant portion of the player base. If Playground Games were willing and able to tweak PI values post-launch to create a more balanced system where more upgrades and more cars were viable throughout the whole life of the game, I think it would lead to a much healthier online.
So basically what I was just talking about, right? It all kind of just feels the same. Every car customization just feels similar. So performance index rework. Okay, I get it now. Yep. That's about right.
Racing community, where there's more choice and variety, which would benefit casual players massively because they could put more trust into the PI system instead of having to browse forums or Discord servers in order to know what all the meta cars and upgrades are. Now, like I said, there were a lot of suggestions that fit under this whole PI and balancing rework idea. For example, making a BOP system like Motorsport, further shifting the meta away from all-wheel drive swaps, reworking the tire model so that tire choices are more appropriate, or even splitting the PI system between on-road and off-road values. And ultimately, I agree with kind of all of these, but I don't think everything needs to be done here. I think the dev team, at the end of the day, just needs to create a system where the cars are more balanced within their class, and however they accomplish that is fine. Now, those two suggestions were by far the biggest two ideas my community had for improving cars and customization. But of course, there were a lot of other suggestions that I think are pretty standard across the community as a whole. Players ultimately want more customization. A popular request among the entire Forza community is the ability to add decals to windows, which has been very high on my list as well. Players want more body kits too, and I think the easiest way to accomplish this would be to have a healthy mix of both licensed and unlicensed parts.
Yes.
Another relatively popular request within my community is for more OEM wheel options and the ability to set smaller than factory wheel sizes. This also goes for a couple of performance parts, like the ability to pick lower than stock tire compounds or lower than stock transmissions.
Okay, so when it comes to OEM wheels, right? I know this might sound crazy. This might sound wild, but if I have, actually, no, it don't. No, it don't, because if you're a car guy, you know, sometimes you have a Honda and you put in TSX rims on it. You feel me? Sometimes you have, you know what I'm saying? You have a Honda and you put in, or so you get the point. Like, if I want to put 4Giatos on a freaking Porsche, which I don't think that sounds too far-fetched, but if I want to put 4Giatos on a freaking Supra, I should be able to do that. If I want to put Supra rims on a BMW, if I want to put BMW rims on a Lexus, I should be able to do that. Make it so I have more options. You feel me? Like, give me more options.
Of course,
especially with the customization.
Players definitely also want to see just more stuff to customize in general. Things like custom exhaust tips or underglow, as well as more performance options when it comes to tuning the engine. There's a lot of options here because real car customization is, of course, such a broad category with so many things that can be done to cars. So I expect some improvements to come with the next Horizon, but I am tempering my expectations here. Another popular request in my community is to improve car sounds, which is funny because Horizon 5 already took some huge leaps in this direction, and it was a big part of their early advertising. But that's not to say I don't disagree with this. A lot of the car sounds have ended up falling flat. You definitely have some outliers. The new rotary sounds are great. Exhausts still do change the car sound on most.
I feel like that's accurate. I feel like that's accurate because, watch this real quick. I ain't gonna lie, I think Forza sound better. I gotta give it to Forza. That sound is incredible. That sound is incredible, bro. Let's get back to the vid.
As a whole, the car audio in Horizon 5 has, I think, failed to meet expectations, with still many engine sounds being reused, a lot of cars not getting customizable exhaust sound, and
I know when somebody's playing Forza. I could tell. Forza's cars have a certain sound. You can just, I don't have to be looking. I'm like, oh, somebody playing Forza. Like,
a lot of inaccurate or just kind of dull and flat audio, often for cars that realistically should be loud and rowdy. So it'd be great to see some further improvement. Now, it's worth mentioning that there were really no requests when it came to physics and handling. Horizon players love how Horizon handles, and I don't expect that to change much. I do think we'll probably see some tire model improvements similar to what Motorsport got, and I do know that many higher level players think the braking feel could use some tweaks, and one member of my community did actually request for a return to the more snappy sim steering we had back in Horizon 4, but
I was actually just playing that Forza Horizon 4. Was out around that WRX. What the fuck? What? Oh, I said WRX. The STI. All them STIs handle amazing in 4. Like, the Honda 2, the NSX handles beautiful.
But as a whole, I and my community both think that the handling is great, and I don't think it needs many changes. Fine.
But the Supra in Horizon 5, that handles well too. I like the handling in all the games, to be honest. I don't feel no type of way about it.
Finally, to wrap up this category with cars themselves, of course, players want more cars and more variety. My community definitely leans towards more daily drivers, slower cars, or more obscure JDM and Euro models, but I think it's easy to just say that it'd be great to have more cars. The biggest piece of this, though, that I agree with is to not remove so many cars from previous games. Horizon 5 launched with over 500 cars, and now we're closing in on 900. I'll be really upset if Horizon 6 comes out and then hundreds of those cars are missing again. I certainly expect a few to leave, licensing can be a challenge sometimes, but I really want to see the majority of Horizon 5's roster carry over to the next game. And I and my community would love to see the quality of each car improve as well.
I can't find no candy,
models,
bro.
Better audio, more customization, and small fixes like improved UV maps for livery creators. If you're gonna hold a car back from the next game on launch, at least take the time to update it and bring it up to the quality level of most of the newly scanned vehicles. And with that, let's move into our next category, the map and open world experience. This is a section where a lot of smaller ideas are able to fit into just a handful of major suggestions that the community has.
He's about to preach.
Let's start with the map itself. It is no secret that the player base as a whole wants a better map. By far, one of the biggest requests from my community is for a more dense and more lively map. Players want a big, modern, detailed city full of life.
Please.
And something I always bring up that was also mentioned quite a bit by my community is the return of walking NPCs. In Horizon 3, the city was full of pedestrians actually walking around, and we've never had that again for some reason. Another highly popular request was for more narrow.
Oh my God.
Add that again for some reason. Another highly popular request was for more narrow roads. This is actually one of the most highly requested suggestions in the whole video. By and large, the Forza community agrees that the Rally Adventure DLC has the best roads we've ever seen in Horizon. And I really hope Playground takes note of that and incorporates more tight, windy, high elevation roads into the base map of the next game.
I never paid attention to that for real.
Points of interest. Sure, a big open field looks nice, but it doesn't add anything to the driving. We should have a map densely populated with interesting landmarks that are fun to explore and make for great photo or meetup spots. This also applies to car-centric infrastructure. One of my favorite quotes from a member of my community is that Horizon 5's map feels like it was designed by people who don't like cars. And I mean, yeah, there's no gas stations, no parking garages, garages, almost no tight winding roads, only one real racetrack. There just aren't many car-focused destinations.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
a very pretty map, but it isn't centered around cars or the enthusiast driving experience. Players also want to see bigger seasonal changes making a return. Horizon 4's map obviously changed quite drastically each week.
Can we get thunderstorms,
Horizon 5
sleet?
seasonal changes are barely noticeable in most areas. I also heard a few requests for better and more unique weather. We got some of this in Horizon 5, but it feels underused, and I'd love to see a wider variety of wet conditions between a light drizzle and a heavy downpour. And now moving away from the map itself,
It was in Mexico
and
though, right?
my last wish in this category, this is a really cool idea I hadn't thought of. The ability to place your own PR stunts. I think this is such a cool suggestion with a lot of potential and a few different ways to go about it. For example, I think it would be amazing if a player could get into a convoy, place a custom drift zone or danger sign in the map, and then challenge the rest of their convoy to set a high score on that PR stunt, with an in-game leaderboard appearing for everyone in the convoy to see. Really neat idea that I would love to have in the next Horizon. And that does actually bring us pretty neatly into our next category.
I ain't gonna lie, this game look boring. I'm just watching him drive around. I'm like, this car look really good. That car look amazing. But look at the buildings. Like, it just looks boring. Hold on, let's turn up the quality. This shit just look boring, bro. Show me something, bro.
The rest of their convoy to set a high score on that PR stunt, with an in-game leaderboard appearing for everyone in the convoy.
Even this car look good. I know somebody with this car. That car looks hella realistic. It looked like a Massachusetts plate too. Am I tripping? A little bit. But look, the buildings just look boring. Like,
Boy to see. Really neat idea.
the streets. I see what he means about the streets too. Oh shit, look, there's somebody right here.
Yeah, that I would love to have in the next.
There's people outside, but like, look how boring it looks. It looks like I'm in a world by myself. You feel me? Like, where's everybody else at? I ain't see nobody drive. Why is there nobody coming down the street like an AI car or something like that? Nothing. It just looks lifeless. That's why I don't play this. I'm still playing 4, and I actually just downloaded 3 before this video. So if you don't got Forza 4, get it now, because you can't download 1, 2, or 3 anymore. So if you, hey, go ahead and get your game, bro, before they get rid of it. Get it now. Get 4 if you want to keep 4. If you want to play 4, get that shit now, bro. No cap.
Horizon. And that does actually bring us pretty neatly into our next category, social multiplayer. By far, the biggest request I saw here was for bigger convoy sizes. I would personally be overjoyed to see the size doubled to 24, and that goes along with the ability to see more players in the open world as well.
That's valid.
It stinks being able to have a car meet with only 12 players. I'd love to see the open world lobby size increased to at least 24, if not much more. And attaching to this idea again is the very popular request to bring back private open world lobbies. It's my
Bruh, I'll never forget me and my boy Nash. It's my brother. He picked me up. Well, he didn't pick me up, but he took his car. He drove to my crib. He had a Saab, it was a fire Saab, like stick shift, all that. I don't know if it was 5-speed or 6-speed, but yeah, dope car. And then my ex shorty, she had the STI, and I had before I got the black WRX. She had the STI. So we drove from Boston to CT in about an hour. And then we went to this fire car meet. It was just me and him from Boston to CT. And then when we got to CT, there was at least 30 cars out there. And then we went on a huge cruise to New York, 2 different places in New York, up in the mountains. Well, first we met up somewhere and then we went up to the mountains. You see other cars coming down. It was like Ferraris, Maseratis, and all this Lamborghinis. And all of our cars, it was either JDM or it was, we had Beamers, we had Mercedes Benzes, we had Z06s. Oh man, yeah, we went crazy. I got the videos too. If anything, I'll drop them. But that was one of the most fire car meets I've ever been to, and that's what I want to see in any of these video games. I want to see it in this. I want to see it in Need for Speed. Like, bro, bring the car meets, bro. Like, why is car meets not like a huge deal in video games and car video games? What are we doing?
Blowing to me that this was removed. I mean, I can't tell you how often I've tried to form a car meet with my convoy of 12 players, but some of them can't be seen because the game would rather load some random player out of my convoy that's 2 miles away. The same goes for open world racing or cruising. At random, players in your lobby can just disappear because the game would rather load another player outside of the convoy. This definitely needs to change for Horizon 6. The next biggest feature request in this category, which I couldn't agree more with, is a rework of Horizon's clubs. Horizon 4 and 5 both use the Xbox club system, which is awful and incredibly underdeveloped. We legitimately had a way better club system back in Horizon 3 when it was an in-game feature, not just a tacked-on third-party system. Bring clubs back into...
Oh my God. What's up, man? I'm gonna lie, this car look amazing. This car looks amazing, bro. My bad, y'all. We ghetto over here. We ghetto streaming.
Not just a tacked-on third-party system. Bring clubs back into Horizon and give them a lot of new features. Remove the 1,000-player cap. Let club leaders set roles and give out special badges or titles for club-wide challenges. Let players pool their money together for club rewards like permanent experience gains, a rare car shop, or a clubhouse that can be shared and used by the whole club. There are so many ideas here, and I definitely won't get into all of them, but at the end of the day, Horizon 6 needs a new club system. Another very popular request that should come as no surprise is car trading. The ability to give or trade cars between specific players.
Facts.
I know PGG is scared
Pink
about
slips.
real money trade.
Pink slips, bro. Trading cars and pink slips. If I'm driving a Supra, the new Supra, you feel me? And I meet up with somebody and like, yo, I'm really feeling that. And they got like a M5, M4, and I really want his car. We should be able to trade. Or make it interesting. Let's race. Let's race for pinks. Let's do pink slips. Why don't we have that? Like, why is Forza so similar? Forza Horizon 5 so similar to Forza Horizon 3, 2. Like, they're all the same game, bro. I'm getting tired of the gaming system being like just everything being similar. Like every single year it's the same exact shit. All they do is charge you for micro purchases and shit. Like, I don't care about micro purchases. I'm not going to buy any of that bullshit y'all selling. I want to play the game and have fun. I don't want to have to buy. I bought the game. I bought it. I don't want to have to buy anything else after that unless I really, really, really want to. You feel me? Like, bruh, pink slips, bro. Pink slips would be so super fire, bro.
Or ruining the economy or something, but they just need to rip off this band-aid and let us trade cars. Finally, for this category, make car meets an official feature again. We had this back in Horizon 2 and then sort of in Horizon 3 as well, but it's been gone ever since. Having specific areas for car meet lobbies would be huge, or at least give us better options to do this in the open world, with, again, bigger lobbies or perhaps the ability to get out of our cars, but I know that one's a big stretch. Now, let's shift things towards...
Now, that would be absolutely insane. I would love to get out of my car, walk up to somebody else's and just look around. Yo, bro, pop the hood. Because, you know, when you in the garage and you looking at your car, you could pop the hood, the doors, the trunk, all that, right? Why not have a car meet and then having somebody do that so I could look in their car? And then I could get in a car, right? Yo, let me take your car for a spin. Oh, let me take your car, you take mine. You feel me? Like, there's so many things that they can improve on. So many things.
More competitive multiplayer. And of course, the most highly requested feature is the return of ranked racing. There's not much to say here. Everybody knows what it is, we've had it before, and we all want it back. Now, to continue the trend that seems to be appearing of wanting features back from old games, let's get Horizon 4's convoy features back. We used to be able to manually set and select teams.
Bro, what happened to that? What happened to that, bro?
And we were able to create custom multi-race championships that would track scoring. I don't know why these things were removed, maybe to reduce bloat or just get the game out the door in time, but my community at least would really like to see these features return. Another popular request that came as a bit of a surprise to me is the return of spec rivals. I've talked about this in the past. This was a feature in Horizon 4 where rivals events had special conditions and restrictions. For example, rainy weather and only BMWs. This feature was met with some backlash because it came alongside the removal of class rivals, but once those were added back, everything was good. And now spec rivals are gone, and it seems like quite a few members of my community, myself included, do want to see them return. On the topic of rivals, it would also be great to see...
You know what I noticed that video games were doing? You know, specifically 2K, Madden, Forza, for example. The features that we love so much in games, they take them out. And then we'd be like, yo, like, what happened? Like, yo, this year is trash. To come out, do the same thing the next year. Oh, this, bro, 2 games in a row, that's trash. 3rd year, 4th year, they bring the features back. And then we'd be like, oh my God, like, yo, this is so nostalgic. No. Why am I congratulating these video games for doing the bare minimum? Why did y'all take it out? Why didn't y'all just add new shit? You feel me? You keep the same shit that we all know and love and keep adding on to it. You don't take out, remove, then bring it back like we supposed to be happy about that. Other people that's blind to it, they gonna be happy. I'm not happy about that type of shit because that ruins the gaming experience. Totally ruins it. And Madden is known for that. It's 2K as well, because so I never really been a my career player like that. I never really liked my career. I've always been like my league. Create like put mad different creative players on different teams, right? So what I noticed is they took tattoos out the game for a minute. And I was like, yo, like, why the hell can't I put tattoos on a creative player? What's that about? Like, why they do that? And then when they brought it back, I ain't gonna lie, I was excited, but they never should have did that in the first place. It kind of took away from like my gaming experience, because that's like something I grew up with and like to love. So they used to have, remember 2K8, for example, they used to have garbage tattoos, but you could still add tattoos. And then once they improved the tattoos, it was like, oh, this is lit. This is lit. Like, I feel like, for example, this is probably a little off subject, but I feel like they need to bring back the old my career, like when it first came out, like 2K10, 11, 12. Like those my careers was so fire. Like if you did bad, if you had like a bad run as a rookie, you get sent down to the G League. You have great games as a rookie, you get sent back up to the NBA. Like That right there was fire. This new My Career, all the stories, and I don't really care about the parks and all that. I don't really care about all that. But like My GM, My League before, the association is what it used to be called. They improved the name, kept the same system, like whatever. And then they took tattoos out, and it was like, what is this, bro? Like, I'm not. They trying to force me to play My Career. I'm not having it. Why? So I can spend money on micro purchases? Get out of here, bro. Like, not doing that. Like, my name is not Boo Boo the Fool. I don't even know who Boo Boo is, but I know it's not me. Hello.
Tier was for the removal of the Eliminator, and I don't think it needs to be removed from the game, maybe just moved over to its own map or something, like this suggestion. But with that, let's move on to Category 5. Career and solo content. This was, interestingly enough, a fairly unpopular category overall. Not a lot of people had much to say about this.
I think it looked better in the game than
it
do in real life. There were
some great suggestions nonetheless. To start, better houses. The housing system has been in for 2 games now, and it's kind of just meaningless. It's a choice of backdrop with a small bonus when you buy it. Let's give players some custom.
And why in Forza Horizon 4, why the hell was one of the biggest houses, like, was it like 100 million? 60 million? Like, I get that, but at least make it an option. If I'm spending that much money on a house that everybody else can get to, I need to be able to go inside the house. I need to be able to have a garage, customize my garage, customize my driveway, put gates on my door. Like, what, like, bro, this is why gaming is so ass now, bro. Because what are these guys actually doing, bro? What are they doing? What are these devs doing, bro?
Optimization here, and let us place our favorite cars in the garage or something. This is another one of those ideas that has a ton of potential options, and ultimately, I would just like to see a shift towards something a bit more like TDU, or even GTA. Next for this category is the improvement of NPCs and cutscenes. And this is something that I heavily agree with, even if I do think it's a lower priority overall. Horizon 5's characters and cutscenes are incredibly stiff. Characters almost never move, the lip sync is either really off or just not there at all, and the cutscenes usually just come.
And for 2025, for that to be have y'all Midnight Club Los Angeles? That game came out when? Bro. What the hell?
Keep your head down, man. Police all over us at the moment. Nice car.
Thank you. What, so you book?
So they say.
What?
Man, don't tell everyone.
Trust me, man, I won't.
Man, you're funny. You're like Tony. You one of them funny East Coast guys, huh? You here to do stand-up?
No, are you?
Book doesn't need a stage. People laugh at him just walking down the street.
Whatever you say, Nikolai. Your girlfriend found me funny.
She did.
Ooh.
She was confused, wondering why you dressed like you're playing golf.
Cole! Man, shut up, y'all. Anyway, what you here for?
Bruh. I can keep going on and on with these cutscenes in this game. When did Midnight Club Los Angeles come out?
Midnight Club Los Angeles was.
It came out in 2008. It came out in 2008. Now, you compare that to this game in the characters, NPCs, cutscenes. This looks like a PS2 game. Like, this looked like the old Midnight Club. Or you can compare this NPC to like what, like GTA 3? they not even really talking. Like, bro, look at this shit, bro. I know I'm not tripping.
Of a really incredibly pretty overall.
These dudes are not actually talking to each other. They're just doing this. What is this? Oh, Battlefield, here we go.
Horizon 5's characters and cutscenes are incredibly stiff. Characters almost never move. The lip sync is either...
They're not even opening their lips, bro. Pause. They just... Like, what is that, bro?
Really off or just not there at all. And the cutscenes usually just comprise of a couple of very simple panning cameras without any real artistic direction. I would love to see a focus on more cinematic cutscenes with interesting and meaningful characters, like what we saw all the way back in Horizon 1. Now, of course, we've also got to talk about...
See, I never played that. I never played Horizon 1, but I could tell you this.
Race some cars, man.
What you mean, race some slow cars? There's a lot of kids hanging around down on the strip, right between Rodeo and Fairfax. Go race them, then we'll talk.
Okay.
Good luck, homie. Come on, y'all, let's get something to eat. See if they could do me a burger low carb.
Enjoy.
Like, make my character mean something, you feel me? And even what I respect about Forza is that you can change your character. You don't have to stay the same person. You could be a different person if you want to. And you know, with this, this is not actually you, it's somebody else. Cool. I like it that way. I like it that way. But with this, you get to customize your character. You feel me? Which is cool. But you're sacrificing the NPCs and the cutscenes for what? That's what I mean when I say this game is lifeless. It's so lifeless, bro.
About progression. There were a lot of different ideas that all applied to the overall concept of improving Horizon's progression. And I think overall players agree that Horizon should remain a relatively free and open car sandbox, but that doesn't mean we can't have some steps to get there. I think the Hot Wheels DLC did this really well by making players work up through the car classes.
Never played that.
Horizon 6
Garbage.
should, in my opinion, start you in maybe a C or B class car with C or B class races, and then have you progress up.
Start you in a C or B class car, and then then put you in those type of races, and then you upgrade from there. Like, I feel like that's the normal system. That's usually what happens in car games, but we don't really see too much of that anymore. You win one race, and then you can do a spin the wheel, and after you do the spin the wheel, you can get a Ferrari, and then it's like I'm riding a Ferrari. Nah, bro.
Into the higher classes over time. Being handed a dozen hypercars an hour into the game just isn't fun for a lot of players.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'd love to see some more progression throughout the campaign until it does eventually open wide up into a big sandbox. Another idea, which I love personally, is an in-game license system, similar to Gran Turismo or the amazing Horizon Racing Academy. I'll promote HRA wherever I can. It simply makes you a better driver, and if it were an in-game feature, even if it was optional, I think it would go a long way towards improving the overall skill level of drivers in Horizon. The next Horizon game needs to actually encourage players to improve. You don't need to make the game harder and push out casual players, but the tools and rewards should be there for drivers that want to improve. Alright, now let's get to post-launch content. This covers things like the festival playlist and expansions. The biggest request here was for a better living world. This was a pretty heavily advertised feature pre-launch, but ended up falling a bit flat. I want to see the world truly evolve over time, not just with small, localized, temporary decorations, but with permanent changes and improvements, so that when a player comes back after a while, they have new parts of the world to explore, and for regulars, things are always feeling fresh and new. And of course, this list wouldn't be complete without a rework of the festival playlist. This is yet another broad request that has a lot of smaller ideas within it.
Could we get some rap music, please? Like, I get it's a festival and it's supposed to be like EDM, but every song sounds the goddamn same. Every song sounds the same, bro. And that be honestly, I wish I could play Forza right now and show y'all. I do not play Forza with the music on. For what? I just want to hear the call at this point. The EDM is killing me, bro.
Of removal of FOMO or time-gated rewards, fewer monthly cars with each one getting more customization, something I actually agree very strongly with. Less returning cars from previous games, just keep them in the game from the get-go. More meaningful content with each new playlist, things like new features or game modes instead of just new cars every month. Yet again, there are plenty of ideas to improve the feature as a whole, but one way or another, I expect that we'll see at least some sort of shakeup to the festival playlist format in Horizon 6. Now we've got to talk about one of the ideas highest on my own personal list, and also something that was brought up by others, something I've been bugging Playground about for years: connecting expansions to the main map. I'm tired of having these DLC maps completely die a month or two after launch because they're put behind a menu. Expanding the base game world instead would make these expansions feel so much more valuable, and again, give players a better sense of the world growing and changing over time. And finally, let's keep repeatable microtransactions out of Horizon.
Talk facts, nigga.
Paying for expansions is fine. Paying for car packs is fine. But twice now, Playground has tried adding an option to purchase in-game cars and upgrades with real-world money. And luckily, both times it has flopped. Thank you to the Forza community for ignoring these options, and let's continue to keep that junk out of these games. Alright, let's move on to Event Lab and other user-generated content. This is probably the category that I'm personally the most hopeful
That Sylvia is
for. Starting with the Event Lab itself, some of the suggestions here are obvious. More props, more prop variety, and a higher prop budget. That's an easy one, and honestly, it's something I expect. My guess is that Horizon 6 will lean heavily into the Event Lab. For that to happen though, we really need better road and terrain tools. This was another very popular suggestion. Right now, creating custom terrain in Event Lab is just kind of bad. Having better terrain and elevation tools, maybe even with brushes for different surfaces or foliage, would be a massive improvement. And the same goes for roads. It is very hard to build smooth, custom roads in Horizon 5's Event Lab. We need either a much larger selection of road pieces to build with, or some sort of road building system, where you either paint roads onto the terrain, or use some sort of spline system. I certainly expect some improvement here, but I'm not sure where or how far they'll go with it. It would also be great to be able to delete props on the main map. Things like light posts, foliage, and telephone poles that always seem to get in the way. Another somewhat popular request was also for a revision to the rules system, and I expect this to happen as well. Horizon 5's custom rules are very powerful, but also not very intuitive and very buggy. Many custom rules just don't work like they should, even with things as simple as keeping accurate time. So I want to see them rebuild the custom rules in order to make them more user-friendly and less buggy. Next up, the community would love to see a rejoin or open lobby system for Event Labs. Right now, we all have to enter at the same time, and if someone disconnects, everyone else has to leave to restart the process. It's a massive pain for so many social events, and it's something I run into all the time. If we could host open lobbies in Event Labs where people were able to join and leave whenever they wanted to, the feature would become way more useful to the player base as a whole. Now, of course, we would also love to see the ability to collaborate on Event Labs as a group. Right now, every project is a one-man job, unless you share accounts. But people want to build together, and I think that a convoy system for Event Lab...
Don't this gameplay kind of look like Need for Speed? No, I lied. It don't look like Need for Speed. It looked like Midnight Club. It looked like an old Midnight Club.
building, or at least some sort of custom sharing permissions would be huge. This also sort of transitions us into our next very popular suggestion, the ability to unlock tunes and vinyls. As most of you know, we can all download other people's tunes and use
I love the fact that you could do that. That's such a great idea. W idea.
decals and liveries created by other players, but they can't be modified or reshared. That's an option that should be up to the player that created the content.
Facts.
We should be able to select, when sharing a tune, the option to let others modify it, so that they can tweak values or change the rims if they want. And imagine how much better the livery system would be if players could unlock decals for resharing. Right now, if someone wants to share a livery with, let's say, the Falcon tire logo somewhere on it, they need to create that logo from scratch. They can't just use one of the other already existing versions that have been made by other players. The artist needs to painstakingly recreate every single decal, even though other players have already done that work. It just can't be shared. So please, Playground, give us the choice to unlock our user-generated content for sharing so that we can all benefit from it. This also, I think, should tie in with better sorting for UGC. Like, we do have the social hub, which is okay, but I want to see more options like the ability to sort event labs into a folder when you have multiple variants of a single event, or the ability to sort tunes by class or date or anything. Give players more tools to curate their own storefront. And that, folks, brings us to our final category. A bit of a grab bag. We're ending with quality of life improvements and miscellaneous.
Oh, you about to talk that shit.
The biggest request here was for the return of split times in races. We used to have this. It probably broke or something during Horizon 5's development, and they just never added it back. Next up, better garage or car inventory sorting. Give us more than just a single favorites tab. Let us sort cars into multiple user-created tabs so that we can have, for example, a category for cars we use in competitive racing, cars just for cruising, rally favorites, drift builds, you name it. With a car roster approaching 1,000 vehicles, we should be able to sort and tag them a little bit better. Another
because this car right here that he's actually using, why do I gotta go all the way to the S's to look for my Subaru, bro? And I didn't know this Subaru, they put it in Forza Horizon 5, but kind of mad about that because I want to use it. But I would not be getting Horizon 5. I'm gonna wait for 6 to come out, especially it might be in Japan. But I agree with that. Like, why I gotta go all the way to the M's if I want to get a Mercedes? If I have a favorite Mercedes, if I have a favorite Subaru, it should be in my first top 3, 4, 5 cars in the front page. Like, make it easier for, they don't make the game easy for us. Like, there's a whole, I'm trying to tell you, this game, it needs so much improving. I really hope they do that with 6, bro. I really do.
very popular request is for spectator mode, and I think this can sort of be bundled in with a couple other ideas, like the ability to use drone mode in Event Lab, or use photo mode in Event Lab with other players. Unlocking drone mode for use in racing would kinda solve the spectator mode problem and give players way more freedom when building custom events. And to somewhat go along with this, players also want to see better replay tools and the ability to save race replays. Another pretty popular...
Imagine, right, if I'm racing somebody, and whether it be a straightaway or a windy road, and I'm with 10, 15, 20, 24. I know that number's mad crazy, but imagine I'm with that many people, right? And then everybody waits for us on the other end, lines up their cars, and waits for us to cross the finish line. Wouldn't that be dope? I feel like that's a W idea.
Request was for better FOV options, likely because of what we got in Motorsport, and I'm all for it, especially as someone with an ultra-wide monitor. Now, this next feature idea kind of goes along with the car trading we brought up earlier, but players want to see a revamped auction house. Nobody likes trying to snipe cars.
Yo, hold on. Let me hear what you got to say, bro.
Nobody likes having to auction house. Nobody likes trying to snipe cars. Nobody likes having to become a legendary tuner or painter in order to set high prices. The system is long overdue for an overhaul to support a better car economy. Next up is the request for...
I kind of agree, kind of don't agree. I love the ability. I think it was in 3. I think it was Forza Horizon 3. The ability to, like, boom, I see a car, right? Say it's a Z06, right? It's fire. And I got the money for it, but somebody else is about to buy it. Oh yeah, I'm hopping on that. Pause. Major pause. I'm trying to get that car right away. Instantaneously. I'm trying to get that car, bro. And then boom, I'm watching the screen. He puts in another, you know what I'm saying? He tops what I put in for the type shit. I can't come up with words right now. But yeah, I think I love that option. I love that. It's boom. Oh, a car's about to go. Oh, let me put some money on it real quick. Make him mad, or somebody make me mad. Like the excitement behind it. You feel me? Like, keep that going. Keep that going.
A custom radio station, a better car economy. Next up is the request for a custom radio station. Let Horizon 6 plug into your Spotify account or something, so we can listen to our own music while also having in-game controls to pause, adjust volume, or skip the track. Another request that came as a bit of a surprise to me with how many suggested it was VR support. Now, I have a VR headset. I love VR, but I just don't see this one happening unless Xbox ends up making their own first-party headset. It'd be cool, but I probably wouldn't even use it personally, and I think it would take up too much dev time and possibly force them to reduce graphics in order to support VR. Next up, and this one I can totally get behind, is the request for car-specific assist overrides. Having the universal setting is fine, but we should also be able to override those settings in a specific car if we want to. And finally, a bit of a silly one, but something I support overwhelmingly, is the popular request for a more stable game. There's no denying it. Horizon 5 is buggy. It was awful around launch, but even now there are major issues with the game. There are repeatable crashes, some features simply don't work or need a workaround, and potentially most importantly, the multiplayer experience is a nightmare. As someone who regularly organizes convoys, I would say that we run into an issue almost every single time, whether it be someone not getting the invite to the convoy, not getting the prompt to join an event, getting randomly disconnected, or whatever.
I feel like that just comes with the territory. Games are always going to be buggy when they first come out. Whether that be 2K, whether it be Madden, Forza, whatever game, a game is always going to be buggy, but that's why they go in and try to fix whatever it is. That's why there's updates and stuff like that. But I agree with most of the stuff that he said. Like, bro, make Forza great. I don't feel like we have seen the best Forza yet. And don't get me wrong. I love Forza. Forza Horizon 3, 4 was really good. I like 5, but I found myself going back to 3 and 4. Like, especially 4. I loved 4. But bro, I feel like the game could be improved so much more, because eventually I get bored. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I get on it for like maybe like half hour and then I get off, because I just be like, all right, I'm done. Like, the game served this purpose for a little bit, did a little cruise, and I'm out of here. But I feel like 6 has a lot of potential, and this could either make the next Forza could either make or break the franchise, in my opinion. My dog's having a bad dream. You okay? You okay? Anyways, yeah, Hokey, W video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. And there's only a couple minutes left. There's only a minute left. Y'all want to go watch it, go to Hokey's page. But yes, Hokey, I agree, bro. I agree. I agree with everything on this wish list. Make Forza great, you feel me?